Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Rabea.
And this is Sounds Like on Andertons TV. Okay, who are we going to sound like today, Mr. Rabea?
A band, well, we're actually going to sound like a guitarist from a band that I was a huge fan of when I was younger. Growing up, being angry at my parents and all that kind of stuff. Limp Bizkit, Wes Borland.
Nice, nice.
He's a huge influence on, at least for me, with riff writing in general. Wes Borland had a massive impact on the way I go about writing riffs. So I'm really excited about this one. On Significant Other album, Wes Borland mainly used sort of 7-string Ibanez with piezo pickups and stuff.
Yep.
And then on Chocolate Starfish, he moved to PRS.
Yep. So
and now he's playing Jackson.
Exactly. So he's kind of been around a bit, and
amps-wise, it's everything.
Yeah, it's another one of those guys who's gone, oh, I'll try that for a bit, and then that.
So let's go and sound like Wes.
Okay.
Limp Bizkit, yeah.
Right. So should we go and find some guitars?
Yeah, we'll find some guitars.
Okay.
Obviously, we've stood right in front of a load of sort of Schecters and ESPs.
He's used a Floyd in the past, so maybe something with Floyd or at least a Trem.
The problem with both the Schecter and the LTD stuff is I think it's just a bit too expensive. Jeff Loomis.
It's a Jeff Loomis signature.
I don't know if that's politically correct to do though, is it?
Yeah, so I think there's a thing you could argue with using someone else's SIG for someone else's rig.
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
well let's make that rule.
Okay. We can't use this SIG for Wes Borland's rig.
Is this that? Is this Floyd? It's not specifically Floyd, it's a Trem system. 595.
I think I'll just have to ask them how to look it out, but yeah, pretty sure it's got its own trim setter built in. I'm pretty sure it's usable. I mean, as you can see, you've got the volume here, brightness here.
So it's between what? This?
Yeah.
This little
It's
chest.
between this Jackson Dinky and this Ibanez Premium.
Oh, that's cool. Look, it's sound key stuck to like a headstock.
Nice. Yeah, they've always done that with Jackson. My only thought process behind the Ibanez is if we want to drop D it, it's going to be 10 times easier to do that with a trem setter than it is.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, if you like blended the two.
Yeah, so that's 50 quid difference. It's not really going to make a. If you want a more versatile in tuning, then let's go for that.
So as you know, with Sounds Like, we have £1,500 budget, and it's got to be a giggable rig.
It does. You have to be able to play kind of ideally over drum kits with a decent high quality sound.
Yeah.
For 1,500 English pounds sterling.
So the situation is that because Wes Borland used, like Matt rightly pointed out, Mesa's diesel, Orange from time to time. He had a JC, he had the Roland JC clean amp as well.
We reckon that's for his cleans.
So a bit of everything essentially. We've got this predicament we always seem to stumble across because within the budget, you've got to get a good amp that's loud enough and sounds the part. And we used Marshall DSL loads.
We have, and so we vowed never to do that again. And we need something that's kind of a modern, high gain sound.
Yeah, it needs to have a chunk to it.
Ideally out of the box.
Yeah.
Because it'll get us close. We could use something like a Fender with pedals, but it's just by association. Do you go Wes Borland Fender guy?
No, you don't.
Not really. So, but for the budget, like anything Orange or Marshall even, is just a bit out of reach.
Yeah, considering the DSLs, we've overused it and it's at the top end of the budget for combos.
Yeah.
So it's either Black Star or there's the Line 6 DT25 combo that we could find out if they still have.
I think that might be a shout.
Or
the Ignators.
We were just looking at the DT25 combo by Line 6 and unfortunately Andertons don't have any here. Wes Borland used 5150s and 5153 I think recently, and there is a 6505 plus combo there for 649, but my thing with the more recent 5150s, 6505 models is they don't have the same gain stack that the old American built 5150s have. And I think that if Wes Borland did use 5150s, it would have been from that era, not one of these new ones. They're just too fizzy.
Yeah, but it's more accurate.
Is it?
It's Same brand.
Just because he used PV doesn't mean that.
But that's like saying just because Hendrix used the Strat.
No, that's not like saying because he would have used the 5150, not a 6505.
I think this is.
And it's 30 quid more than.
Okay, but
than the tweaker.
How many times have we used a PV?
Never.
So maybe here's just a bold. Maybe with pedals it'll sound good.
But what I'm saying is you're eating into a budget on a hunch that it might sound good using pedals. So if you had to say 1 or 2 pedals, it's going to be more like 750, 800 quid for the amp and pedals.
But we're actually going on the assumption that it will get us close and it will sound good.
Right, well then I put the fate of this success of Sounds Like in Matt's hands, and we're going to get the 6505 plus 112.
That's the thing.
We decided to go with the 6505 plus 112. Actually, Matt talked me into it.
Yeah, so basically this is going to be a test of whether, this is all, no pressure on me at all, but I think we've never used PV, so we're going to give it a blast and see if it gets us close. If it doesn't, it doesn't, but if it does, it does. That's how life works.
So we're going to just get the pedals that are necessary, and as we know with Limp Bizkit, there are sections of ambience and delayed guitars and atmospheric stuff, so yeah, we need delay, reverb, maybe some chorus.
Yep.
So with £250 left on the budget for pedals, we're going to have to bring it back a bit. Let's go Boss. What we do need ideally is a reverb pedal with options, so not just spring but maybe room, hall, so you do kind of need the flexibility with the reverb.
Well, we could get a cheaper delay.
We could.
Which we could go Tone City, for instance, which are only about £50.
Yeah. Or Ibanez do a analog delay, a little mini analog delay pedal. I think they're less than £100. So we'll go the Ibanez mini analog delay, Tone City Angel Wing chorus,
and the RV6
and the Boss RV6.
Yeah. Okay. So this is some stuff, and we're going to use it to sound like Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit. Hopefully. I
reckon we'll do it.
Yeah. This is Beer's.
I'm sceptical about this.
Yeah, it's Beer's choice though, so hopefully that works out. Okay, so we're going to go off to the video room and see what we can do.
Let's sound like Wes Borland.
Okay, bye! Hi guys, we're back in Lost Video Room.
We are.
In our attempts to sound like Wes Borland.
Wesley.
Wesley to his mother, from the band Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
For those who, I guess, are maybe younger than my generation, yeah, anyway, for those who are younger than my generation, who don't remember Limp Bizkit in the past, then Wes Borland's kind of been around long enough, I think, to establish himself as a bit of an influence on quite a lot of players.
Me, especially. For anyone that you speak to that likes Wes Borland will always just say, like, writes such good riffs. He's all about the riff.
And also, like, his kind of stage dress as well. Kind
Yeah.
of, he's got that artistic nutcase thing going on.
Yeah, he's a bit strange and also very good at art.
Yes.
However, we have got a rig together and it's been a challenge, but I think we've somehow got close.
So yeah, for the rhythm riff tone, it's quite simple amp and guitar combo, and then we've got chorus, EQ, delay, and reverb for the cleans. So without further ado,
so this is the guitar. Now this is an Ibanez Premium, and I believe this is actually the RG870RWZ-CNF. So, if you can all remember that one, look it up. No,
Yeah.
it's a good guitar.
It's very nice, very nice. It's Indonesian made
Yeah.
with the Damasio IBZ pickups in them.
Looks like a walnut top of some. I could be wrong, but it's got lovely binding around the edge.
And then I like the open. It's like an open pore.
Yeah.
Finish on the top.
And you got the Edge Pro trem, and it's got this whole shebang going on inside, which is really good trem setter. And 5-piece neck.
And they look really good for £600.
Yeah, and we decided to go Ibanez because Wes Borland used Ibanez on significant other album. Then he switched to PRS, then he switched to Yamaha, then Jackson.
Yeah, so he's been through kind of a whole range of different stuff, and he's played I think baritones for a bit.
Yeah,
he's played 7 strings definitely.
But this kind of seemed like it sat right in the middle of all that, didn't it?
Yeah, in the middle of that flurry of stuff, of different gear. But I guess because we're concentrating on the significant other and probably mainly
Chocolate
Starfish
yeah.
albums. So it sounds good, basically.
Yeah, it does sound good. It's got that chunky mid-range punch that I guess I associate with Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, and he's known for playing the PV 5150s, as well as a bunch of others. I think he's played Orange Live, and he's played
Mesa.
Yeah, a load of different studio gear as well.
Matt decided that it'd be worth having to go with a 6505 plus 112 combo.
We haven't used a PV yet in one of these Sounds Like videos, so I thought it'd be nice to kind of stray away into uncharted territory.
I'll have to admit, I was sceptical. I am pleased we found the tone, and it does sound good.
Yeah, it took us a little while. I mean, especially playing with the presence on the sound.
There's some extremes. We've actually got all the presence pretty much is rolled off. The presence is at 9 o'clock, so there's barely any, and the treble is at 12 o'clock.
But now it sounds kind of nice and thick, and it sounds. I think we got fairly close.
Yeah.
And then with a little help
from our friends,
and also the CQ pedal, the GE7 from Boss.
So let's take a look at the clean sounds.
Okay.
We got the amp on. We switched to the clean channel, and for the most part, a lot of the clean stuff that Wes Borland seems to do is with the bridge pickup, with an array of different EQ settings, I think. And it kind of a little bit lifeless on its own.
Yeah, so we've got the reverb and the delays in the effects loop just behind here, which you might be able to see, and that's the Ibanez analog delay and the RV6 reverb by Boss.
They're super useful. The RV6 is fantastic for the money, £115, hull, spring, room, play, all that stuff. It's really good.
It's got everything, yeah. And then the analog delay from Ibanez. We just threw in a bit of chorus here and there as well with the Tone City Angel Wing.
And this essentially achieved the It'll Be Okay tone.
Yeah.
It was basically this. The level's quite high, the depth is reasonably high.
But the rate is pretty low, so yeah. But it just adds a little bit of...
something.
A little bit of a sprinkle.
Because what else I've noticed is that he's got a few different modulation effects that he's used on record that we couldn't actually get hold of.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those guys again who, when we researched it, there's some like Moog stuff in there, but it's for very specific sections of very specific songs.
Yeah, like My Way, which is really interesting. If you listen to the guitar tone that Wes Borland used that Moog for in My Way, we couldn't get that pedal. But what we stumbled across was if we go to the crunch channel on the 65/5, and then I actually roll all the tone off and then push it in a tiny bit more. So you've got a tiny bit of tone in there, volume at about 3/4, and then attempt to play the same riff. It sounded pretty close.
Yeah.
It sounded reminiscent of that effect, so that was kind of cool. You can achieve it. So we're £30 under budget.
Yeah.
And when you consider that you're able to do a lot of stuff, clean, crunch, overdrive, guitar with Floyd, double humbucker and a single, delay, reverb, chorus, EQ.
I was gonna say all those
loads
effects.
of stuff.
Yeah.
When you consider it's a gigging rig that sounds in that genre, you know, the nu metal kind of heavy chunky stuff with the ambient effects, it's kind of an all-rounder.
Yeah.
You don't, I mean, the guitar will definitely lean you towards that heavier genre, but at the same time, you know, it's just a great combo, I think.
That's it. So let us know what you thought in the comments section below. As usual, all the gear is in the description box.
Yeah, that is true. And also, I've been Rabea.
Also, I've been Matt.
Have a good day.
See you later.
You think you're special?
You do!